Welcome back to Tailgate Talk with the Boys, Season 2, Episode 1. We'll be covering the top stories and players in Southwest Virginia high school football and college football. So, boys, let's get it popping. Guys, it's that time of year again.
Woo!
Just now getting back into it, boys.
Starting to feel it, baby. Starting to feel it. It's getting here.
I've missed it too.
How bad have you missed it, Sean?
Pretty bad.
I have too, man. I kept looking at the calendar and being like, God, guys, we got to get this going back.
There's nothing better than Saturday, deer hunt, football midday. There's nothing better.
And Friday night football.
Yeah.
I can't forget that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I've been real excited about it, man. I'm just, as soon as I heard that when the first day of practice was, I've been marking her down, counting her down. And so they're out there now, boys. The helmets is on. They should all be in full pads by now. Or at least by, time this comes out, they'll all be in full pads and being able to hit each other then and everything. So it is just around the corner. All right, just a little bit of news in college football. I'm pretty excited about the 12-team playoff system.
Oh, yeah.
What do y'all think about it? Good, bad?
I think it's the best thing that has happened in college football ever. Probably.
I think you're getting a true playoff thing here. I mean,
oh, absolutely. And I don't know how many years. I know I'm not talking about Alabama, but I think there was years when we was in high school and stuff, and coming out of high school, we thought, there was a couple teams in the national title game that shouldn't have been there, and you had a kind of a paperweight champ. Like, for instance, 1 year Miami had to go 2 years undefeated just to compete for a national title, and I thought they got robbed the first year when they deserved it.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to even it up. And then, we had this on a podcast last season, with Florida State, getting left out. That was kind of a mess. With this system, they get in, and then we truly know. So that eliminates that. I hate it happened to them a year before that this happened, but I think it's good. I think we're going to actually be able to maybe get our true national champion a little bit more true. Do you guys feel like maybe in the future that it should go beyond 12?
I think 12 is good. I think, like you said, I think this shows who really the best football team in college football is.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think it ought to go past 12. Out of the top 12 teams, surely God, one of them's your true national title champion.
I can see that. If it did, 16 be the max.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I agree with you. So I think 12 should be it. Well, boys, let's talk a little high school football here. I know we don't really have a whole lot to go on right now, but let's do a preseason rundown of these districts for single A and double A in our area.
We're going to do rankings.
Yeah, and then we'll just, we'll preseason rank them, how we feel that they should probably go. Up first, we have the single A Hoagie district. You got Holston, Patrick Henry, Rural Retreat, Honaker, Chilhowie, and Northwood in this district. And who wants to go first?
It is Patrick Henry. Their running back's gone.
I think the Goodspeed or Godspeed, whatever. Yeah, he graduated.
You want to start at the bottom or the top?
What do you mean start at the bottom or the top?
You want me to start with 6 or 1?
You can start however you want. Whoever goes first, start however you want.
Okay, so I'll go at number 1. I think we all are going to have the same team, but it's the Honaker Tigers. I have some notes on this, too. You're going to be excited about this. So I got to looking at stats today. Peyton Music, quarterback, he threw 48 touchdowns last year. Let me check this yardage, make sure I'm right on the number. He was the second quarterback in the state of Virginia. Through 1A to 6A, he was number 2 overall. There was one kid from a 6A school. I'll butcher this dude's name, but it was Tristan Evans Trulio, maybe. That kid threw for 37, 54, and 52 touchdowns. Peyton Music threw for 33, 43, and 48 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the year. But I think, obviously there's been some stuff happen at Honaker this year. We won't get into that, but, I think with a player like that coming back, I think you got a shot at it. And they are till they ain't, kind of in my eyes.
I mean, their head coach now was the OC, so
yeah,
you're not losing nothing there in that instance.
But that's all I got. That's my number 1. So
go ahead, just run your whole district down, then Kermit, you can go.
All right. At number 2, I got Patrick Henry. I thought they were the second best team last year. They finished 8-4, 3-2 in the region. 3, I got Rural Retreat. They finished 5-6. Chilhowie, number 4. Then I got Holston, number 5. They were kind of, middle of the road, 5-5, 2-3 in the region. And them and Chilhowie finished with the same region record, but I thought Chilhowie was a little better team. And then Northwood, they were 2-9, 0-5 in the region, so that's why I got them last.
Yeah. Rural Retreat, though, man, they was playing some dang good football at the end of the year last year. They were.
Yeah, they sure was. And them and Honaker had to play 2 weeks in a row, and they
about beat them both times.
They put a scare on Honaker, I believe.
2 in a row.
2 games back to back. Now on mine, I've got Honaker at number 1. They've got just a great quarterback, good offensive coordinator. I know they lost a lot of big linemen, but right now I still think they're probably number 1 in that district, especially with Patrick Henry losing the running back. I got Patrick Henry at number 2. I'll take Rural Retreat at 3. I believe I'm going to take Holston at 4. And then probably Chilhowie, and then Northwood. That would be my rundown.
All right. Well, I got it like this right here. I do have the Honaker Tigers at number 1. Like Sean said, we knew that was coming around the table. I got Patrick Henry at number 2. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to probably go Chilhowie 3, Rural Retreat 4, Holston, and then Northwood. And run it down. Let's skip this next one right here. That's all we got on that Hoagie Heagie district. We're going to skip this next district and we'll come back to it. Let's go to the Black Diamond district next. I mean, this right here is a district. It's only has 3 teams in it this year, and next year it'll be 0 because they'll be united into one school. So, but as it stands right now, little 3-team district right here on the Black Diamond. Kermit, you want to go first on this one?
Well, this being their last year as a district, I expect to see a lot more out of Grundy this year. I believe Grundy knowing it's their last run in that district, and before they consolidate, I'm going to go Grundy number 1, Hurley number 2, and Twin Valley number 3. But the bigger question is, when they do consolidate and combine, which district are they going to join?
I think it's one of 2, and it's either Southwest District or Mountain 7. If they go to Mountain 7, they got to change the name. So I'm going to bet it's Southwest District just by their logistics. That would be my guess. I don't know. I've not heard that, but I would say that's where they end up. Sheen, you want to go next? You want me to, bud?
I got Grundy number 1. They beat Twin Valley and Early last year, so I figured, that's good enough to put them at number 1. Then I got Hurley at number 2 because they beat Twin Valley, and then I got Twin Valley at 3 because they didn't win a district game last year. So,
Well, I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. I think Hurley at the end of the year last year was showing a little sign of life, and Grundy just seemed to be falling off a little bit toward the end. So I'm gonna go Hurley, Grundy, and Twin Valley. Now, it's definitely going to be one of them two. Twin Valley didn't have a football team until last year again. It got canceled, so they're probably still in the process, just pretty much warming kids up for the new school.
Also, we can't forget about Council. Council will also be joining that, but Council ain't had a football team in years, but they'll be in that same school. So
I wonder why they won't let some of them kids that would like to play football out of Council.
I've wondered that too.
Play at one of these two schools if they would like.
I don't know why that's a thing.
I know, like up Bland County at one time, Bland County got to join in with another school in that area, like that didn't have a football team. They came together and made one team.
Yeah, and then I know in Wise County a long time ago, before they did consolidate schools, that in wrestling, where Appalachia didn't provide a wrestling program, and I think Pound and some of them schools littler schools didn't provide that wrestling program, they could up and go to Union or Big Stone at one time and wrestle in their program, or go to Norton and wrestle in their program. And
yeah,
it ought to be the same way in that right there.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I think what the deal was up there in Bland County, the two schools, one of them couldn't make a football team by itself, so they was like, all right, we'll just let both of them come together.
Yeah. And you've got that situation with Jenkins right over the state line. That
oh, yeah.
Some years they can have a football team and some years they don't. And, well, you see what it does to them, too. They had to play Virginia High just to try to make up a schedule, and we know that was a bad combination there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Southwest District.
Who's going first?
Well, both of y'all went first already.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I'll go first on this one. I got number 1, Tazewell Bulldogs. I know Graham lost their big squeeze there last year, that speed back and stuff. Tazewell's returning a lot of key players, and probably one of the best quarterbacks in Southwest Virginia as well. So I got Tazewell number 1. I'm going to still keep Graham GMen at number 2. They'll probably have a lot of excitement this year starting out. They got their new field, should be ready to play on. I've seen pictures of it online. Looks great. The big G.
Me and Kermit's seen it in person.
It looks awesome, don't it?
It looks good.
That thing looks good. I'll be honest with you. This number 3, I think, can go a couple ways. I think Lebanon's going to be way better than a lot of people think. Reese is ready to rock and roll and prove that he's also right there in the top with these quarterbacks. But I'm still going to go Virginia High right now, number 3. Then I'm going to have Lebanon at 4, Marion at 5, and then Richlands at 6. Richlands is going to have to show us something. They're coming off of an 0-10 season last year. They're going to have to show us that they won their benefit game against Grundy. That was it. So it didn't even count on their record. So they got a lot of proving to do to me. So right now that's where I stand. It may change as the weeks comes along, but right now that's my top 6 in Southwest District.
Yeah, man. I'd have to agree with you with the Tazewell deal, because I mean that kid at quarterback's really impressed me, and they've got some really good looking wide receivers.
McDonald or Donaldson or whatever, he's flipping amazing.
I know that Sean was sitting there, mentioning the stats for Honaker kid, but I think during the regular season, the Tazewell kid had the better passing yards and completions than any quarterback in the state of Virginia during the regular season there. I think Honaker passed them in the playoffs, which Honaker had an extra game or so going into the playoffs, maybe 2 extra games. And, man, this league just filled up with so many great quarterbacks this year. I mean, so many 4-year starters and a bunch of really great returning quarterbacks. It's just loaded this year with quarterbacks, and it's going to be exciting to watch. And but after Tazewell, I'll go with Graham at number 2, and then number 3 would be Virginia High for me. I think Virginia High's loaded with young talent. They could possibly do a lot better than number 3 with the talent they got.
Do you think, probably from top to bottom, Virginia High's probably the most athletic team?
Oh, yeah. I mean, as far as young kids.
On this end of the state, man.
And athleticism. And I think the only thing that really, in my opinion, the only thing that really holds them back a little bit is discipline. I believe if they had the discipline, I believe they could compete for number 1 in this bracket. But
well, we definitely seen a lot of the lack of that at the Union game last year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, well, the
Ridgeview
Ridgeview game too. Yeah. That's what beat them. I really believe them 15-yarders, penalties. And
you
stuff.
could tell when the wheels started falling off the wagon, and if they straighten that up, they could be the number 1 team, in my opinion, in this district. But right now, I've got them at number 3, and then I'm going to go Lebanon 4. I really like that quarterback, and he was hurt at the beginning of the season, and that's what really hurt Lebanon. And they didn't really get it going on until late in the season when he come back. And I believe he really is a difference maker on this team. So I'm going to go with Lebanon at number 4, and Marion at 5, and Richlands. Never in my life would I dream
0-10
that Richlands would go 0-11 if you're counting their preseason game. but never in my life did I ever think I'd see Richlands lay a goose egg like that. That is the way that program's always been. It just really shocking, and it's kind of sad, And
it's evident fact about it. I promise you this: they're not going to stay there long.
No.
They're going to get the changes, and they got the new coach coming in this year, I guess, or maybe he was there last year, right at it, So,
but there's really no excuse for this one. Richlands, they've always had the talent. I mean, they've got the kids. But yeah, they'll be my last place.
They got some proving to do to you too, huh?
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Let's see what you got, Shane.
Y'all know I'm a yard till you ain't type of guy, so I got the Graham GMen at number 1, and I'll tell you why too, because I love Tazewell. I think Tazewell's a great football team, and I think that quarterback coming back huge for them. And like y'all said, like when we went and watched them play Union last year, those dudes flew. I mean, there was an offensive lineman returning kicks, and that dude could fly. Like they have athletes everywhere. But I think that Graham, for consistently for 3 or 4 years, I think that Graham's one of those teams that I hear every year, oh, they lost this, they lost that. But a lot of times, man, Graham just reloads and they come back, and they're tough every single year. I mean, they're just I don't know who their coach is, but I think he really has a good thing going there. So I got Graham number 1. I put Tazewell at 2. Like I said, I think that quarterback he's a real stud, and I think, like I said, they got athletes everywhere. At 3, I'll go Virginia High. Just like y'all were talking, those dudes fly around the field. I agree with a lot of what Kermit says. I honestly think last year they really could have beat Ridgeview if they just didn't have 8 or 9 15-yarders. But
it definitely killed them.
I mean, yeah, like when they got in the 2-back set and they were just pounding the ball, there wasn't a lot Ridgeview was doing with them. I got Marion at number 4. I thought they went like 4-2 last year in the region. I thought that, in the Southwest District, that's tough to do. I mean, it's tough to not drop a few games. Then I'm going to have Lebanon, just because I think Lebanon's got something to prove. Like Kramer said, with their quarterback coming back this year, I think they got something to prove. And then Richlands is last, 0-10. I mean, there ain't much you can say about something like that.
I'll tell you one thing. Marion does not have a quarterback that can throw the ball for sure. They went through and had to make the playoffs. What was they?
6-6
season. Yep.
Was it a first round? Did they play Gate City round 1 or was that round 2? That was round 1 because Gate City played Graham the next.
Yeah.
So they didn't even throw a pass, man.
6-6 season, just running the ball.
I mean, Harley, that's crazy.
Even when they was down big by Gate City and they know they had to throw the ball to come back, they never throwed it. They just couldn't throw it, so they just stuck with what they do best, and they run the ball.
Well, they could definitely control the clock, I know that.
But now I do think Lebanon's one of them teams that might surprise people.
They're definitely going to surprise some people, I think. For sure. Let's go with the Mountain 7 district.
Big bad Mountain 7.
Well, we've all went first already. On this one here, let's do these next two. Let's all pick our number 1, then we'll go to the number 2s, okay? I've got Kermit Lovell right here, son. That's going to start us off.
I'm a Union man. My son played for Union, but I'll tell you what, this year I believe I'm gonna have to go with Abingdon as my number 1. I think they got the most talent coming back, and they're loaded up and ready to go, ready to get it. And they started off the season rough last year, and man, did they finish off strong. I believe this team's got a lot of talent coming back, and I believe they're going to hit it off strong right off the bat. I love their schedule too. They've got a really good schedule this year. Playing Rafford, Double A state champs, Christiansburg, and
that's going to be a test.
Yeah, which didn't they play Christiansburg in the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
And in the regular season?
I think they played them both, yeah.
And then I believe they got Tennessee High, maybe.
Yeah, and Tennessee High's on the rise, too.
Man, they've got a really tough schedule, and that's what it takes if you're going to get in the playoffs and make a run at anybody. You got to play tough opponents. And
got to be battle-tested, don't you?
Oh, yeah, man, they're not backing down with that schedule they got this year, and I really believe Abingdon's going to do it.
All right, Shane, you got number 1, buddy.
I'll be different from everybody because I know what yours is going to be too, but I'll go with the Union Bears because, we know they lost a lot. Their quarterback, their best receiver. Well, honestly, in my opinion, probably the best overall player on their team in Paul Huff. I think that's a huge deal.
Oh, come on now. You're a Chandler fan.
I am a Chandler fan, but I think just the way that Paul Huff, I think he controlled the game kind of defensively. I think you couldn't really throw the ball at him. He was a ball hawk, and obviously he made plays on offense, even if sometimes he didn't catch the ball. And
if I ain't mistaken, I think the Bunch kid probably had more interceptions than him.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I think he's great too. I think that whole secondary was great, but I think that dude, the way he can move around the field, I think is crazy. But
what was it? Travis said they were 7 returning starters on defense.
Yeah.
It's not a bad pick, bro.
No.
It's not a bad pick at all.
And, I like the way Union plays, too. I wish they'd give my boy Keith Chandler the ball a little more.
He's going to get more this time.
I think he's going to get a lot more, but that's what I got.
He will have more.
Now, I can't say they're going to be great without my boy Brent Lovell, holding down the middle. But hey, they'll give it a shot.
They're pretty seasoned on that line. Let's just hope that Brent left a little bit of his legacy with them and they picked it up. I think they'll be all right. My number one, I'm with Kermit on this. I got the Abingdon Falcons. I think Coach Ambergy's doing something special up there with them. And what I like about Ambergy and the way he coaches and everything, he makes the adjustments. Like, he may have a game plan that we're just going to spread you out and we're going to throw the ball this year. And that's what we're going to do. And then when he comes out and it don't work, then the next week he says, all right, we got to change something. Let's see what our personnel is. So he changes to his personnel, and they did that. And I think they growed up a lot after them first couple of weeks last year. And I think they got a lot of good returners coming back. I know the quarterback's back, the ball kid's back. That was the running back. So I think they're sitting pretty strong too. And they got that tight end back, which was a sophomore last year. He's a D1 look. So I mean they got some playmakers and everything. So I'm going to Abingdon Falcons as well on the number one.
I'll go first for number two just because it plays off what you just said. And my number two is the Abingdon Falcons, just because exactly what you just said. Their offensive line, I don't know where they get them from, but they're always big, nasty, mean dudes. And I know they've had a couple D1 kids come off the offensive line there for the past few years. And I think, like you said, they stumbled the beginning of the year last year, but they really started coming on near the end. So that's why I got the Abingdon Falcons at number two.
And I said that all last year was, Ambergy started out the season trying to spread them out and stuff, and seen that it wasn't working, and said, "Hey, let's be who we are. Let's power run the ball and run all over people." And that's pretty much what they done at the halfway point. They just said, "Hey, this is who we are. Let's be true to who we are, and this is how we play."
Yeah,
and that's big. But I got Union at number two, and the reason I got Union at number two is. I heard Aaron say something about this getting 7 defensive starters back, but to my recollect, they've lost everybody except for 4 starters on the defense. They've got their defensive end, Carlos, back. They got the coach's son, Bostic, and Bunce, and Keith Chandler. And from what I've heard, Paul Huff is gone and probably won't be back. So they've lost out Paul Huff too, and from what I see, that they're gonna have a lot to replace on that defensive side of the ball. Now on the offense, I think they've got a lot of kids coming back on the offense side. They lost Brent and they lost their quarterback, Keyshawn or Rayshawn, and then they lost their little running back, Poppy Lowry, I guess is his name. And but pretty much, and Huff, if he ain't coming back, they've lost him on the offensive side. So they've lost about 4 guys on the offensive side. It should be pretty decent on the offensive side with all them returning linemen, And I'd say some of them boys are going to have to play both ways. Some of them probably going to have to play a little bit of defense too, just like Brent did last year, But they're my number two for right now, and that's why.
Yep, I got the Union Bears at number 2 as well. I'll be honest with you, these the top 5 is going to be tough again this year. It can go. I mean, I know there's probably still a couple of these that still has a little bit bigger question mark, but
and to me too, if you go look at it, they really lost more than Huff at receiver. They lost Bostic at receiver too, because now he's going to have to move back to the quarterback position. So you've just lost 2 receivers, and now there's a lot more pressure on Bunch.
That's your 1 and 2 receiver right there. Those were the 2 guys that got the most touches at receiver.
Yeah, I got the Union Bears at number 2, so I'll start out with number 3. this man's can go a lot of different ways, but just coming from off last year, I'm probably going to go Gate City right now at number 3.
Are you serious?
That's a heart attack.
I thought you was gonna go Wise. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm going Wise.
Come on, man.
You'll hear where they're going, too.
Oh, Gate City at 3.
Yeah. I think with Gate City right now, they got a lot of key players back. They did lose the quarterback. They lost experience, but I think they've got the quarterback there. It's just,
Getting them the experience.
yeah, getting that experience and everything. There's 2 I know of there that has a real good potential at being pretty special. And both of them, if the one don't play quarterback, one of them's going to be receiver or vice versa. And so there's athletes there. I think the biggest question mark right now with them is on the line, and we'll see. Preseason they're going to have to kind of grow up and dig in real hard and be ready for the season. They grow up and everything and season out a little bit right here in this preseason. AC can they should be pretty good at that point. But, like I said, right now, I have them at number 3, and this might be their little bit of a down year for them. But look out the next couple of years; they're gonna be tough. There's a lot of young kids there right now, so
Loading up.
they're loading up. They really are. So I got Gate City at number 3 right now.
I have the Ridgeview Wolfpack at number 3.
I'm surprised he wasn't number 1. No.
I think one thing about Ridgeview is I think they really underachieved last year. I think with the athletes that Ridgeview has, they should be really good. They really have a lot of athletes. But one of the biggest things I think for Ridgeview is that you have a 4-year starter at quarterback. And, I've said it over and over and over. He's one of the best quarterbacks in Southwest Virginia. I know that, he was injured some last year, didn't play up to his potential, I thought. But, man, when that kid has time and he can throw the ball, I don't know many that throw it a whole lot better than he does. I know last year, or coming into this year, all they've lost is a starting tackle, a starting guard, and a starting outside linebacker. And then, obviously, they lost their running back from last year, Gabe. But, he broke his leg the first game of the season. So, they already had other people worked in. And, I think the Honaker kid, another year of experience, he'll probably be running the ball some. He plays a little bit of receiver. And I think that kid's nasty. So
He played quite a bit of running back last year.
He played a lot hurt last year, too.
Yeah.
And, man, if he can stay healthy, he'll be dangerous, I think. So that's what I got at number 3.
K-Dog.
Now, me, I really like the kids from Ridgeview, the Quinn kid and Oakland, and I like the Honaker kid, and it's like Sean saying, man, that Honaker kid's tough. He is nasty, but Quinn lost a lot of weapons, a year ago, and you can see how it hurt him. This one, I got to go with what I feel by coaching, and I just have to put Gate City at my number 3, just simply because I think they're so well coached by Housewright and them, and they can do a lot of things. And to me, that it's a coin toss, but I do think I like the coaching at Gate City a lot better, and that's why I'm gonna go with Gate City as my number 3.
Yeah, part of my deal with it too was their strength of schedule.
I just think schedule.
Yeah, I just think Gate City's strength of schedule has been a little better across the top board, which may hurt them when the overall record. But I'd rather be 3 losses and be more battle tested as undefeated, you know. But I think that's where we're at there. And Ridgeview could very well be in that. I mean, I could put them in my 3rd spot. I really could. So, all right, let's go with the number 4. Who y'all got? Kermit, you go first.
My number 4 would have to be Ridgeview, just, you know, because of them 2 players I just mentioned there. I'm just hoping they can find some other weapons from somewhere to help them out. And so I've got number 4, Ridgeview.
Yeah, definitely Ridgeview is my number 4.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got. I mean, I've done talked about them. Like I said, they honestly could be number 3.
Like my number 4, I got Gate City. I think, like you said, even if it is a down year for Gate City, I think, like what Kermit said, you know, they're coached so well, and I think that they're always pretty scrappy, no matter what kind of team they got. So I got Gate City at number 4.
All right, number 5. Whew.
You want me to go first?
I don't know. I mean, I want to go right now.
We'll go.
Let it rip.
I'll just be honest with you. I'm going to go with the. I'm gonna put John Battle right there at number 5. They were real young last year. I know they started out hot, kind of went downhill. Got a new coach coming in. I think he's gonna bring a lot of excitement for them. And there's a lot of kids there that's probably grown up a lot from last year to this year, and it's going to help them a little bit. I think they had some good athletes that a lot of us didn't get to really see shine. So I'm definitely I'm gonna go John Battle right now. I mean, Lehigh could fit there too, but I'm going John Battle.
Well, I have Lehigh there. I have Lehigh at 5. And I don't know why. I don't know like what the deal is. I just got a soft spot for Lehigh. I don't know. I don't know why. I love that Pendergraft kid. I think he's a great player. Like I really do. I think he's a great athlete.
Truly good athlete.
I think, you know, a lot of times it's just protection that's off, or, you know, I've seen the receivers drop several balls last year that were decent throws, but I think that kid's a heck of an athlete. I got a soft spot for Lehigh for some reason. I don't know why. So I got them at 5.
Woo! I had to go Lehigh just because of the Pendergraft kid, and plus we went up there and watched them last year against Union. I know it wasn't nothing impressive or nothing like that, and I think the game ended up getting canceled, didn't it?
Yeah, for Lightning at halftime.
But it was pretty much over with. But now Lehigh did show us they got 2 really fast guys, and
They got some speed.
they've got some speed, and with Pendergraft, I hope he has a great year, and I put them at my number 5 just because of him.
They also got beat by single A schools last year.
Whoa. Slow down, big guy.
I'm just saying.
You ain't got a dog.
I'm just saying.
You ain't got a dog.
All right, let's go with their. Was that number 5?
Yeah.
All right, number 6. I think everybody's going to probably be in agreement with this number 6. Maybe. I don't know. I'd say. I know we're not. Go ahead. You want me to go number 6?
Yeah, sure.
No, I'll go. You don't win.
Okay.
I'll take John Battle at my number 6 because new coaching staff and all that, and don't know how long it's going to take them to get together and turn it around. But John Battle will be my number 6 just simply for that reason.
I got John Battle at 6 too. Like Kermit said, new coach. I got some hope for him.
Oh, boys, I'm going to hug his neck that you didn't put them last, okay? I appreciate that. I appreciate you loving the Battle boys enough not to put them last place.
Well, yeah.
All right, mine's going to be the...
You better not even say it.
Go on.
You better not even say it.
The Y Central.
The good guys.
The good guys I'm putting the Y Central in there at my number 6.
That's beautiful.
I'm just kidding. I know that's what you're going to do. I got Lehigh at 6. I think they can get it done. I think they can beat Y Central. Now, I'm going to be honest. Y Central's returning that running back, I believe. He's pretty good. I think he's a lot stronger, too. According to Kermit in the wrestling, he's got a lot stronger. And as long as he don't take him one of them fighting attacks, we'll be all right, boy. He likes to fight now. If they don't get kicked out of any games, they should be okay.
Don't beat no coaches up.
Shoot, yeah, they don't do that. Don't be choking the other team's coaches or nothing.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
At my number 7, I've got the Y Central Warriors. 1-9, 0-6 in the district last year. The only team they beat was Eastside, right? That's the only win they had last year was Eastside, I think.
Yeah.
First game of the year.
That was
a close game. That was
Yeah.
a close game, a really close game.
Yeah, it was like 14-7.
14-7, 14-6.
And I really believe going back and watching that, Eastside could have won that game.
They just hadn't learned how to win yet.
Yeah.
They know how to win now.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
got that under their belt.
Yep. I picked Wise as my last place there because it was 1-9, same thing as John Battle, but new coach and staff coming in and stuff, and for them to move up on my list, they're gonna have to prove it first. But that ain't a good season, 1-9, especially if you're Wise, and I'd say it makes a few people up there sick to see that record.
It's the good guys, mister.
Oh yeah.
I've got the good guys at number 7 as well. Absolutely. Now then, let's roll up back into the single A and cover this Cumberland district. This is going to be an interesting district too, boys. And I'll just be honest with you. There's about 3 teams here that I think's going to shake a few things up, and I don't know exactly. I think we got the top 2 that we know right now who the top 2 is, but they could be 3 or 4 teams right here that makes 3, 4, 5, whatever, 6 interesting.
I'd like to see mine personal number 4s surprise me and do better than that. But yeah, this conference right here, anything can happen. I really believe that with a lot of these teams in this conference.
Well, let's do it the same way we just did this one, and we'll go all number 1s. And Sheen, let's let you start this and all.
Well, Kermit says anything can happen, but I can guarantee you one thing that's going to happen with my number 1. They're going to line up, and they're going to pound the ball straight at you. They don't care who you are. It's the Cove. Man, they play tough football over there, and I love the way they play it. It makes me think of Clintwood Greenway football, man. That's how we play. We just line up and run the ball at you. You might think it's a pass play, but it's not. It's just a draw. But they're coming straight at you. I love the way they play. And they got a lot coming back, man. And that's a huge deal.
Practically the whole team.
Yeah, to get those guys another year of seasoning, and I mean, man, that could be big for them. So I got Rocco at 1.
Man, there's a lot to look into this right here, and man, my 1 and 2, God, just so excited just to go watch them play. And I was gonna pick somebody else, but knowing what's went down, I had to go with Cove because they got a 4-year starter at quarterback, offensive player of the year in the Cumberland district. I mean, just a great team, great coach, well disciplined. I mean, very well disciplined team. So I right now I had to go with Cove because of what I know.
I can't believe you even thought about going with anybody else besides Cove there. You know what I'm saying? Because Kermit, I would not dare have you to roll with me at my number one with the East Side Spartans, baby. I'm going to tell you something right now. East Side, really, toward the end of the year, they learned a lot. And them boys is being hard at work in the weight room. Yes, they have lost their quarterback right now for a few weeks. But what I'm hearing is this backup quarterback's pretty athletic, and there's a good leader in that quarterback. He may be on crutches, he may have a broke leg right now, but he's taking him under his wing, and he wants to win. When winning means more to you like that, and you have that kind of leadership on your team, that goes a long ways, boys. And yeah, the experience ain't gonna be there at first, but he's got a few weeks to get that experience rolling under his belt and get the speed of the game going. Because they start out with Y Central. It's going to be a blowout game this year. They're going to blow Y Central out. And the time they start into their district play, I think they should be in pretty good shape. And I'm going with the East Side Spartans number one.
Great pick, buddy. Great pick.
With that being said, you know who my number two is, Cove.
Oh, yeah.
War Eagles. Now, Cove is going to be good, and they very well could be number one. I like getting them Cove Eagle fans down there fired up and stuff, you know. I like the hate comments, and I'm asking them, bring it on, buddy.
Best fans in the world at Cove.
They love.
They'll defend them now.
They definitely love them Eagles now, son. They do.
I just wish we'd get everybody else to respond like they do.
I will tell you this. I will be at a football game at Cove this year, and I'm going to have the Screaming Eagle nest.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that thing's awesome. I'm bringing $100 just to spend at the concession stand.
Well, my number two, and I love Coach Rose, and I love them East Side Spartans, man, them young kids, and I think they got great, talented athletes, you know, all over the place, young kids. You know, we got Hamilton and the young guy coming up, Rocky Bond, and that young quarterback you're just talking about. And they've got so many athletes, and they're so young, and it took them about halfway through the season, and they played a tough schedule. They played some tough teams. And it took them about halfway through the season to figure out how to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like you, that they know how to win now. They are going to have an awesome season, I believe. But I hated that Peyton had broke his leg, and man, that's a shame for him. But who knows? He may get back in there. He may be playing before the end of the season.
I think he probably missed 3 games. Probably it's 8 weeks, probably injury. 4 weeks of it's going to be, 3 weeks of it'll be preseason stuff. Kind of probably happened right about the right time.
Yeah.
So probably 3 weeks. 'Cause I think they got a bye week there toward the front that it's going to help him too.
Hopefully he can knock the rust off pretty quick, or who knows, this young quarterback, coach may stick with him.
Either way, Peyton's going to find a place on that football field. He's too good of an athlete. If they did do that,
I guarantee Peyton will be out there somewhere.
I tell you one thing: Peyton's the type of player and the type of kid that when he is ready to come back, if he's not at that quarterback position, he's going to be happy where they put him at and to win.
Yeah,
the kid has got that winning mentality and whatever it takes
just wants to
for
win.
his team. I mean, he's a great leader, man. He's a great leader. He's like most of these teams would love to have that type of leadership on their team. I know I'd love to have it on my team if I had a team.
Well, with all that being said, the East Side Spartans are my number 2, and I don't really think I need to say anything because I think y'all pretty well covered it all. So,
you think we covered it, buddy?
I think you did. I really think you did.
All right. Number 3. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm about to shake stuff up right here.
I bet you're not.
Maybe not, but
If you take my number 3,
my number 3 is the Twin Springs Titans, and I'll tell you why. I honestly, I've met a lot of football coaches in my life,
Oh Lord!
but I'm telling you, man, there's something about Keith Warner. That dude, he was born to be a football coach. He has. You can just, when you talk to that dude, the joy on his face talking about his kids, whether they're winning, losing, whatever, that dude was born to be a football coach, man. And I think, I'd run through a brick wall for old Keith, and I'm not even on his team, but I think that he's awesome. And I think even if they've lost basically every starting player on their team, it's untelling what that guy could do. I mean, it really is. I think he's a tremendous coach, and they're going to have some athletes either way. So I got Twin Springs at number 3.
What day's your check supposed to be here? Is that why you all swapped addresses? When we done the interview with him, I know he got your address, baby. Send me your address. I want you to talk good about me. I agree. Coach Warner's awesome. He really is. All right, Kermit, give me your number 3.
My number 3, and I don't know if it's shaking things up, but I'll go with Keith too. The way he's advertised his kids out there and the stuff he's out there doing with them, and he's just a fun guy and fun coach to be around. And I think no matter what talent he's got coming out, he'll try to get the best out of them, put them in the right spots. I like old Keith, so he'll be my number 3 with Twin Springs.
Y'all just thunk y'all shaking it up. But here's how I see it right now. They have 37 kids on the roster right now.
Ooh,
coming out. They
where he's going with this one.
They have their starting quarterback actually back in Culbertson. This kid is phenomenal quarterback. And boys, it's about time that them Raiders are back up there in the top 2, 3.
Man.
So I'm going with the John I. Burton Raiders at number 3.
You know Coburn does always struggle with Norton, don't you? Could be an upset alert. But
it was close last year. Norton played them.
Norton shows up for Coburn, ain't no doubt.
Well, I'm telling you right now, John I. Burton, I got him at number 3. And with that being said, I'm going to go Twin Springs Titans at number 4.
Boy, Keith,
I'm not saying nothing nice about Keith. He ain't sending me no money in the mail.
Keith will be disappointed in you.
Can't believe that.
Keith will still love me.
And them supposed to be buds.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's still going to love me, son.
Find out who your friends are, Keith. Find out.
When I was talking to him earlier, I told him that. I said 7-3, baby. Coach of the year.
I hate he had to find out this way.
He said if that happens, he's going to have a parade through the whole county. He said all of Scott County, son.
Oh.
He's going to hit every dirt road, every creek and cranny in Scott County. It's going to be a parade.
This my number 4 is J.I. Burton. And like I said, they could shake things up really good. It's like Aaron saying, they got a lot of kids out. They had a young team last year, and then you lose your starting quarterback too. And with him back and the kid that was at quarterback, I'm pretty sure Tyson can play about anywhere on the field. Great athlete. Man, it's Norton bunch. I think they really got a lot to look forward to this year. I hope everything goes all right with them. And but yeah, they could be big time. They could be higher than 4 on my list by the time the season's over. Who knows?
I think they're going to be with Tyson playing in a different position.
Yeah,
I mean, could be a slot receiver, whatever. Either way, I think he's going to bring at that point a little more speed to the edges.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
then if they can just get him a good fullback where they can start running this some little fullback traps with it, because you start burning people around the edge, they're going to start,
Absolutely.
I have Norton at my number 4 too, basically because of what Kermit just said. That kid's coming back and he's played good, consistent football for a while now, and I think last year they could have had a great year if that kid could have played. I think just starting somebody who's never played in that offense at quarterback, that's hard to do.
Culberson.
No, with Tyson, the
Tyson.
kid that transferred. He hadn't ever played quarterback in that system, so I think that with that kid back, and like what Kermit just said, with Tyson being the athlete that he is, like Kermit said, you can put that kid anywhere. I mean, you watch him play quarterback last year, and you could tell he could fly, he can throw the ball, he can kick the ball, he played defense. I mean, that kid's a stud. So I think he'll be better suited with another position where he can learn from this guy. And then maybe he's the quarterback, a year from now, whenever.
I mean, honestly, they had all the injuries last year, and then, they didn't really have a lot of numbers out, I don't think. So they were practically playing a JV team in the guys that would have been, because they were young. I mean, young kids that probably would have played JV most places anyhow were having to play varsity last year. So it's growing. They went through some growing pains, and we'll see what they got. Don't let me down, boys. I got you sitting at number 3. Don't y'all forget that. I want you to play hard and everything.
Aaron's saying put the round ball up. It's time to play some football, baby.
Hey, I told him to get the round ball out last year.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying put it up, boys.
I'm locking that closet up this year.
Yeah, man.
Don't make me get the key out and open it up. All right. So that was number 4, right? Have I said my number 4?
Yeah, you trashed.
Yeah.
You trashed.
I put
trashed
Twin
on
Springs at
You
4.
trashed our friend over there.
I didn't trash Keith. Keith knows I love him. All right. Who's wanting to start out number 5?
I'll go. It's
I got
Thomas Walker. I got Thomas Walker at number 5 just because last year, when I watched them play, I mean, they had some playmakers. I just think, they never really got it all together for what they needed to do. And, they're usually kind of up and down team, but I think they're better than, the team that we got at 6, I would hope. So that's what I got.
Dog.
I think I picked Thomas Walker right last year when I picked him at 4. They was 5-5
I was
season.
thinking you had them at like 3 or 2, probably.
No,
Them people are nice, man.
y'all had them at last. I told you they wasn't going to be that bad.
Them people down there in Lee County on that far end, they're just nice people.
Yeah, but Thomas Walker was 5-5 last year, but they'll be my number 5 this year.
Were they young?
I don't think they was young like Norton and them was, but
My issue with them is, I mean, you look at last year, and I know this is totally a whole new season, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it totally is a whole new season, but like 1 week you think, man, they're going to kill this team, and then flipping barely win or get beat.
yeah. Well, it was either they showed up or they didn't.
Yep.
That's just the game they was going to play. They show up against somebody and then get blowed out by Lee County, and then show up against somebody that you didn't expect them to play that way. But yeah, that's about the way their season went last year.
I'm with you. I'm going with them as well. Thomas Walker right there.
I think we all have the same team. We do all have the same team at number 6.
Castlewood, though, I will say I've watched a lot of their stuff. I know they're last on our list right now. New coach, right? They're going through either last year or I think they even going through a new coach too. But man, they're working, dude. They're putting pictures on there. They got some kids in there working. They're wanting different than what they've had. So
They have I think they're a young team. I think they're a really young team this year. But, I think they're kind of small, which that comes with being young. But, I think it might be a little growing pain year for Castlewood. But you never know, man. You never know.
you got anything on them, Kermit? You probably done some notes.
On Castlewood.
Yeah.
1-9 season.
Who they beat?
I think was it Norton who they beat?
I don't remember.
Surely not.
It
Probably
might-
was.
Norton had one win, and Castlewood had one win. So I don't know who that was.
Well, they couldn't have beat each other.
For a fact.
And that's about the only two you thought that. I'm sorry. I mean, last year they both were just struggling bad.
They were.
Wow. Castlewood, are you sure they won one?
Yeah, they were 1-9.
1-9, yeah. And
They beat Northwood.
Oh,
40 to
yeah.
30.
Most, I think, Northwood pretty much should probably be in the Cumberland District. They played Mount every team in it. Rocco played them, Twin Springs played them, Castlewood played them.
yeah.
Castlewood was also Norton's only win last year. 46 to 26.
So Burton did beat Castlewood.
Burton did beat Castlewood.
See, I got them ahead of them. Yeah. They're going to do some growing up, boys. Well, that's got our picks right now for preseason going on. Media days stuff. I think some teams already got media days. We're going to know a little more roster-wise and kind of a little bit more what is coming back for each team and stuff. That may change in a week or two, what we want there on our picks. But right now and everything, it's just good to be back on the mics and getting to put out these things for all of our fans and stuff. And look, guys, we appreciate all the nice words and everything everybody's been saying. We are looking to make this thing bigger, better for you. We're going to be doing some player rankings this year, different things. So each episode is going to have a little something different in it, probably. Going to be exciting and everything. And if you're out there and you want to help us along, we really are looking for some sponsors right now. If you want your business to get across, get the word out about your business, hit us up on our Facebook page, messages on there, and we'll talk to you about what it takes to be a sponsor. Doing these things, we do want to cover this stuff, and we want to recognize these kids and stuff, and we enjoy doing this. It's a lot of time goes into it, a lot of work, and we got to do a lot of football watching. We got to do a lot of research.
With full-time jobs.
With full-time jobs, it's hard.
It's hard.
But, we want your kids recognized, and we feel like this is a way that sometimes, even when they don't get put in the paper, they're still getting recognized through this podcast. And because, we're looking at linemen, we're looking at everything. A lot of times linemen are just kind of hid in the background. We want your kids recognized when they deserve to be recognized. And all these kids, they really work their tails off year in, year out, and they deserve to be recognized. And that's what we're here for. And if you'd like to sponsor us and help us to be able to do that better and everything, that way we can upgrade equipment when we need and different things, we'd greatly appreciate anything like that, any sponsor, whatever we can do, donation or anything. So, you boys, anybody else got anything?
I just think this year's going to be so exciting because you got so many great quarterbacks this year, like the kid from Honaker and Tazewell and Lebanon and Penn, Lehigh, and and who we're getting ready to see what Boston can do at quarterback at Union, and it's going to be loaded with some really good quarterbacks. But it's like Aaron says, Ryan Oakland from Ridgeview. You look what he done the year before, and then when he had to start over fresh with a new offensive line and new receivers, it does make a difference. It's good to have talent around you. It ain't just quarterbacks. They've got to have some little talent around them to,
Absolutely.
And all I got is, I think it's crazy that people even listen to us. Like, we just started this thing like just to have fun. I mean, Kermit joined us a couple episodes in, and everybody just like a lot of people listening. We're just normal dudes that just like talking about football. So it's crazy that people love it that much. But man, from the bottom of my heart, really thank you guys. We love all y'all, even though Aaron might trash your coach or your team. Sometimes, he gets a little testy, but
hey,
if, but
it's all about the algorithms.
Yeah,
huh?
But really,
comments, I love them. I don't care if they're good or negative. If they get that algorithm moving, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
but
man.
That's all I really got. I just want to thank everybody for listening, man. It's crazy how far we've come, and like Aaron said, it's so much work. We're getting off work 5, 6, 30, 7 o'clock sometimes, and then we're driving an hour and a half to go watch a football game somewhere. It gets tough sometimes, but we're just trying to grind it out.
We got a good driver though this time. It's his turn to ride.
Yeah, K-Dog ain't tied up this year. He drives.
Yeah, I hate it that it's over for my son in high school football, but it's going to be kind of exciting this year because I can actually travel to the games of the week and try to get around to each game of the week, and that'll be pretty interesting. And I think the first game of the year I'm going to go to is probably Dobbins Bennett High School.
Farragut.
Yeah, Dobbins
DB and Farragut.
And
that's going to be exciting.
It'll be exciting to watch Austin Sykes. I like that kid. He come from Big Stone, and he played for Big Stone, left, went to Dobbins Bennett, and I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I surely hope he has a great season, but I can't wait to kick it off. I'm going to go to Tennessee a week early just to get a ball game in.
I wish Tennessee started a week earlier than what they do. That way we could have done a Tennessee game, a Kentucky game, then been Virginia, and we'd have had football 2 weeks earlier than what we're going to have.
Yeah, we could have done DB and then went to Harlan and watched the big entrance over at Harlan County.
Best entrance in high school football, I believe. It's at
cool.
Harlan County. I swear to God, it's awesome. It rocks. All right, guys. Is all hearts and minds clear? We'll see y'all on episode number 2 coming up. Peace.